Here's your weekend update for all your first-time home buyers, you move-up buyers, and any kind of home buyers in the state of Colorado. Yes, we're going to talk a little bit about the state where we're at as far as buying a home, what the sellers are thinking. We're going to go over some first-time home buyer programs for Colorado, and we're going to talk in general about the home buying atmosphere in Colorado. So let's get it started. First off, the rates have gone down and then they go up, they go down, they go up. It's thing. But they had gone down, and it looked like they were going to go lower. Then all of a sudden we came in with the tariff stuff, and that made them go back up. Then we got a reprieve a little bit on the tariff stuff, went a little down, but then they went kind of back up. The bottom line is this. Everything you hear on the media is so overblown. We are basically at the same place we were a month ago as far as rates go. Okay, most lenders are in the high to 7% range. I'm in the mid to 6 and 3/4, 6 and 7/8 range. Okay, and then I'm going to go in how we can get that lower, and that's unconventional. FHA, VA, basically we're about in the low sixes, around the 6 1/4 range for FHA or VA. Now, that's a little higher than it was again than it was last week. However, when this happens, a lot of people get out and a lot of sellers start freaking out. That's right, freaking out. And I gave it italics. And the reason is because all of a sudden the showing stopped because people are having in their head that rates are so good. The people I work with, they have my calculator and they go, oh, an eighth of a point or a quarter of a point or 3/8 doesn't make that much of a difference to your payment. And so while it scares others off, others are going like, okay, it's a little bit higher now. But here's the catch, and here's how you can really save some money. The sellers are more motivated because they're not seeing the showings they did. So the sellers are willing to give what they call seller concessions. And seller concessions are simply money they're going to give to you so you can either pay your closing costs and escrows, buy the rate down, or do both. Okay, and so it's a great time to get those. And what I mean by that is, if you're a seller and all of a sudden your showings go from 3 or 4 to one person, zero people, you're going to freak out a little bit. So when you do get an offer, you're going to be entertaining a little bit more. And here's what I mean by seller concessions. The easiest way to explain: let's say you have a $500,000 house. And let's say you're going to look at it, but you go, I'm not going to give 500 for it. You know what I'll do is I will give 480 for it. Okay. And so you come down. But here's what happens on your payment. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's all about payment. You're going to forget, you usually forget how much you owe the house. You kind of approximate, but you kind of, forget. And then you also kind of forget how much your house is worth, but you definitely know the payment every month that you're going to make. Okay, so it actually, any home buying comes down to payment. Please remember that. Again, any home buyer comes down to payment. And what I mean by that is that the lower the interest rate we can get, the better. So if you come off for every $1,000, that's right, for every $1,000 that you go up or down, you're going to change your payment about $5. So if you come down 10,000, you're going to get a $50 better payment. If you come down 20,000, you're going to get $100 down payment. But let's say we use 15 grand of that. We paid 5 grand for your closing costs and escrow, so now you got another 5 grand in the bank. But let's say that we used 15 grand of that to buy the rate down. Now you're in the fives, okay, and you've saved anywhere from 175 to $250, probably more in the 225 range on your payment instead of 100. So again, you can come down on the price, but if you just keep it at 500 grand, okay, and you say, I want 20 grand in concessions, you use that 20 grand to buy the rate down and to pay some closing costs. Okay, you are now $200 ahead on your payment instead of 100. Does that make sense? And that's why it's a good time to be looking at a home right now, because the sellers are more willing to wheel and deal. And we can still get in the fives when we get some seller concessions. And sometimes that's true when you have your own down payment. I've got a gentleman right now. We'll call it. Well, it's Larry. Okay, but Larry, he has basically a couple 100,000 to put down. And so what I've showed him is, instead of putting 200,000, why don't we put 180? Let's use 20 of that to buy the rate down. He's in the mid fives right now, even with the rates going up in the last couple of days. He's actually bragging about it to his coworkers, and I'm actually working with one more of them. But you get the idea. There's a lot of ways to create wealth and to get the payment you really want. You just got to work with someone who knows what they're doing. And you also have to find a realtor, which I can help you with, who knows what they're doing, and also might be willing to contribute 1,000 or 2,000 towards that. Down payment programs, I've got more than 20, 25 of them. They're working great. I even got a program today, well, actually this week, that you actually can not only get a down payment assistance program, get a great rate, and you'll also end up with solar on your house that's paid for afterwards. And then you get credits on the backside as well. Yeah, you get tax credits for having solar. It's crazy. I'm going to be doing a whole video on that next week. Anyways, I hope that helps. It's a great time to buy. Don't get scared away by the rates because that's when you can really go in. Well, Warren Buffett said it: buy when everything's high, okay, or when everybody else is not buying, you want to buy. I probably messed that up, but you get the idea. When everybody else is buy, you buy because you usually come out way ahead, and that's how your big investors do it. Anyways, if you have any questions, give me a call. Please subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. And again, I realize most of you aren't ready to buy yet. Most of the people I meet are 3 to 12 to 15 months away from buying. We want to give you the education because the more you know, the better deals you're going to get. I mean, most of the people I'm working with this month, I met 6, 9 months ago. And so, I know that, I can't make you get a mortgage and make you buy a house right away. And I don't want to. Okay. So the sooner you can get with me, the sooner we can get you educated. I got several platforms. I got a group. I got a education. I got courses. I've got a handbook. In fact, I'll give that to you if you give me a call and or get the link below, and then we can get you educated. So when you are ready to buy, you can save thousands of dollars. And if you look at my reviews, just look up Ben Yost. I'll put mortgage after it. You won't get the singers. Look at my reviews. You'll see that I actually do what I say I'm going to do. Anyways, hope you have a good day and thanks.